Hello, everyone. It is I, Arco, and welcome back on this lovely day in the bunker. Um, I think it's pretty obvious, but today it's more of a celebration. It's a celebration of now my 1-year-old playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and I know it's kind of an odd time to do this. Really, it's just 1 year, but I felt like it'd be nice to since the time is since the time has come. I am I'm here to bring my thoughts in, at least, or kind of this special moment here on February 14th of 2021, Valentine's Day, I believe. I released an episode of Danganronpa 1. Um, during that time, it was my first playthrough, and I was getting kind of like some new stuff. Now, during this point, I thought, I didn't have much on my plate. I mean, I was using G-Force from the first couple of episodes, which crapped out on me by the seventh episode, or the seventh or eighth episode. And so from that point on, I used OBS. And from that point on, OBS has become my main software. I'll probably take the time to use GeForce to for some games that do better with GeForce, or like they require GeForce and they can't use OBS. And so yeah, I took the time uh, to maybe I'll take the time to work on that, hopefully. But yeah, I think as of now, let's talk about what that playthrough meant for me. This playthrough has a lot of actual special memories, I would say. I think it was definitely one of the most uh, coolest moments because I played a game that typically, I mean, if I'll say this, a lot of people I think really like Trigger Happy Havoc for what it's set up, and while I will say that for a game like this, it sucks at points, it does, but at other points it's great. I mean, I think what Trigger Happy Havoc what they started great off of was the characters mostly. I mean, some of the beloved characters that we know of, and I think overall the story was somewhat okay, but I still had a lot of problems with it back then, at least. I will say I this game has kind of grown on me, and it still somewhat is. Trigger Happy Havoc um, kind of seems a lot better than what I envisioned it to be. I think originally I felt a little too harsh on it now, but I am kind of now relaxed, and I'm calmly gonna put this into words that I think Trigger Happy Havoc is one of the three best Danganronpa games that the franchise is offering right now. I think the first thing to point out is that for what it kind of started, it started a unique storytelling that I don't think you really see in any other thing. I mean, a killing game, you know, it's a killing game, though there are I think there have been other games that have had killing games. I mean, No More Heroes is basically a killing game through the assassination, and that came out in 2007. So it's obviously not new, or it's something they didn't create, but it's their style that they put into this killing game that is unique about it. I think that is really cool. But yeah, overall, I think Danganronpa 1 was really cool. And at some point, I was thinking if whenever the time whenever the time comes when we do Danganronpa V3 and we finish up the Danganronpa V3, I think I'm going to give this a refurbished closing thoughts, a whole redo on the thing, because I think Danganronpa 1 really needs it. I think my first closing thoughts was terrible, and I think I need to step it up, because now as time's come, it needs that. Every other game has gotten that treatment so far where I've given them praise, I've given them problems, while Danganronpa 1, I can't remember what I gave it, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too great. And yeah. I think within that point, yeah, let's talk about kind of the beautiful memories this game has given me, and some of the things that kind of shaped this channel up a bit. I think we need to start off with what Danganronpa 1 brought to the table for the channel. I mean, obviously, it is one of, I think it is probably one of the, it is maybe the most, maybe the most popular playthrough on here, this playlist. Danganronpa 2 might be a bit more popular. There are more videos in my popular uploads, but frankly, two of these videos reached just skyrocketed out of nowhere. I think it is incredible that, like, through the time and effort, well, it wasn't really much effort put into the series, but for when I uploaded a couple of these videos, I realized that some of these just blew up, and really they kind of they formed a big offering. I mean, there's two videos from this one that are in the top 6. They are in the top 6. One of them might change to be in the top 5. It is incredible how kind of like this series, how this playlist has aged on my channel. It is a very good. It really kind of did a lot of effort into here. I think another thing is the amount of fun I kind of had when I first went into this. I mean, it wasn't the amount of fun I went into when I did Danganronpa 2, where I experimented with editing for the first time. In Danganronpa 2, I was having a lot of fun editing. And, Danganronpa 2 had its moments. I thought I was like, I'm having a lot more fun on this. But then I had to kind of remember back that when I was playing Danganronpa 1 for the first time, I was having a really good time at points. I mean, that was like the same deal with Ultra Despair Ghost, especially Omori. I mean, I still think Omori was the best game I played last year. But overall, I needed to look back into this, and I kind of need to reminisce that Danganronpa 1 truly held its ground for being the most, probably being the most impactful for this channel, and I thought it was really cool. And I think I would definitely go back to this game at some point if I ever got bored, because I truly think it's growing on me, and I think there's a lot of things cool about this game. I think for one thing is that it's pretty simple, and like it's somewhat straight. It's not actually straightforward. I can't say that, but it is a really fun experience. Going back, it is a really fun experience. Just you learn about a few things because it's playing off this simple kind of thing. It's the first one in the series, so it kind of holds your hand a lot, but it also tries to not be so ridiculous at points. That's what I liked about Danganronpa 1's story a lot more than Danganronpa 2, is that it was kind of easy to grasp the situations, while Danganronpa 2's story was kind of it's complex in a kind of a bad way where like you don't really want to understand it because at times you feel like Danganronpa 1 has already explained everything. But Danganronpa 2 adds on a lot more, but it's kind of annoying when I think about Danganronpa 2 having this whole deal. And especially with what Danganronpa 3 did, not the game, not Danganronpa V3, Danganronpa 3 the anime, you know. What that changed, it changed a lot of how I felt about Danganronpa 2. And yeah, I was not the biggest fan of those changes. I think it was actually terrible. But overall, we're not talking about Danganronpa 3. Danganronpa 1 also brings in some of the best characters and some of the most relatable characters, really. I mean, sure, some of them have their problems. I mean, Makoto Neigi, uh, personality-wise, is a blank white sheet of paper. And while I wish there was some point, I hope there's some point that if they go back into talking about the Hope's Peak arc, that there will be a character to kind of tell Neigi about the problems of Hope and stuff. And yeah, if we think about it, there may be a character to say that. I have a clue of who it is. I'm not gonna say who it is, um, but I think really throughout with what the series has provided, I still think Makoto is a really cool character. Not to mention, he's like the cutest boy character in the series. Like, sure, like you're gonna say Chihiro. I know people are gonna say Chihiro, but I feel like Makoto deep down is he's pretty fucking cute. And yeah, I think there are other. Uh, he's not the only character that I think is great. There is Kyoko, um, very mysterious. It's somewhat in some sort of ways. I think she's relatable to a lot of people who probably have felt abandonment. Um, you know, like people out there who've had troubles with their parents and stuff. I think by all means, while she is this mysterious character that the game portrays, by kind of some point, you're learning that in like kind of every other day, she's like everyone else. And while she is the stoic kind of aspect character, she's shown a lot more personality by the time we reach the second half of the game, which I think was really done well for a character. And there's somewhat more to her in the anime, but truly, Danganronpa 1 makes it interesting to have her talk, and that's why I truly think she's like one of the best characters in the series as well. There is Byakuya 2, asshole but done well, very well done asshole character. I think he's really cool. I think Sakura was done pretty well too, and I'm sad that they killed her off, but in the end, it's a fictional game. They're gonna do, and this is Danganronpa, they're gonna do that. Unless you're Danganronpa 2, yet again. But anyways, yeah, they're gonna do that and stuff. And while there are some characters I couldn't really stand, I mean, I still don't give a fuck about Sayaka, or Sayaka, how you pronounce it. I give no fucks about her. I think Leon's a boring character. I think... Who's another character I did not really care for? Honestly, Mondo. I wasn't too big on the Mondo train that people like about him. Other than that, there's a lot of very memorable characters in this series. And, yeah. Typically, this game did great for kind of the amount of boy characters and the amount of girl characters. You know, there's like an equal amount of really likable characters for both sides. Because I feel like Danganronpa 2's they did amazing on on the female characters, but I will say that not that most of the male characters, I didn't have much of fun with them. I mean, I don't care about Teru. I couldn't stand Gundam's voice, and like really the only two male characters that I truly cared about, or I, well, not, I sure will, I care about them actually, was Nagito and Kazuichi. I was glad Kazuichi lived by actually living and not being, killed off and then revived somehow, And yeah, Hajime and Izuru, while I want to learn more about them, I don't think I ever got that satisfaction of learning about them really. I think Izuru is a blind state of a character, just not done well. And yeah, I think Hajime is the weakest protagonist in the series. And I played Danganronpa V3, so you obviously know that So that obviously confirms that I think Hajime is the weakest protagonist, if I'm going to say he's the weakest protagonist here. Because then that means I like the Danganronpa V. Jesus Christ, this discussion that has turned to is so cringy. Please shoot me. But yeah, back onto Danganronpa 1. Yeah, I think they did well in those points. I also think the atmosphere of this game was incredible. And I think, like, during that, I had this feeling of, like, this most realistic approach where, like, you're trapped in the school and stuff. And, like, now I'm thinking, wow, this was, like, this was somewhat really realistic. Really realistic through, like, the setting, the atmosphere and approach. While some of these characters I think really don't make sense. I mean, Celeste's talent, the ultimate gambler, being based off of luck and stuff. I mean, sure, there's a lot of skill and there's a lot of mentality played into it, but I don't think it's gonna work like that when you win every single thing. And obviously, the ultimate lucky student, Makoto, which is talent. You know, I don't know if this should be classified as a talent, but it's funny either way. And his luck, I think, basically gives him invincibility. I think that's the case. His luck gives him invincibility, and at other times it tries to kill him. Looking at you, Darn, 3. But yeah, I think with that, that was really how I felt about the characters and stuff. And yeah, I do definitely think I need to go back to this game again, because there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool things, I think, and I had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, I think I still need to finish up the thumbnails and stuff that I'm working on. And yeah, I think it'll be really I kind of putting some cool. I have been kind of like searching through the internet, obviously searching for the most terrifying things I can think of. I mean, I'm looking through literal shipping. I looked through a ship, um, and I had to bask in how much fan art that people have drawn. Though to be fair, some of it's actually really cool. I mean, that picture I found in Kyoko, that's a really cool picture, not gonna lie. Other pictures I wanted to very much drown myself in water. Other than that, I think overall, I think that's really it now. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this series. I think I am. We are one more game left in the series now. The newest mainline game, which came out 5 years ago now that I think about it. Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony is the next one. And I will say, Danganronpa V3, when I was playing through it, I had a lot of fun. But yeah, that game is longer than Danganronpa 2, dude. I am not prepared for probably reaching the 90 episodes that playlist is gonna have. Jeez, it's not gonna be a fun time. Let me tell you that. Actually, maybe not even 90. Probably definitely 80 though. We are reaching 80 probably within that game. It's gonna be hilarious. God. Oh well. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun. Dawn of V3 is fun. Um, yeah. And I won't say which one I prefer yet, between 1 and V3. But yeah, uh, it's fun. But yeah, that was it. Thank you for coming by to my, Danganronpa talk at X Vancouver. Um, yeah. uh,
Peace, peeps.